Hi, and welcome to the Kale Houser Leadership Secrets podcast. Today, let's multiply yourself. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Kale Houser Leadership Secrets podcast. Thank you so much for joining me. I very much appreciate it. Today, I want to talk to you about this concept of multiplying yourself. You may, as a business owner, as a leader of your department, or whatever capacity it is that has you listening to this podcast to gain some insight into the journey that is leadership in business, you may find yourself in that position of whether it's out of the success that you've had, you've been plugging along and just dedicating so much time and energy and resources and everything, your lifeblood and your soul into your business, and you've finally got that success going. You're building, you're getting more clients, your revenue's growing, all these things are happening, and you realize, right, you're a victim of your own success. You're getting held hostage by your business, and it finally dawns on you, or you finally come to that realization because of you're having so much success that you need more people. You need somebody to help you. You need additional hands. You need additional voices to get on the phone. You need additional fingers to type and do advertising and marketing, and not to mention the books and handling all the inventory, all those things that get wrapped into what makes your business successful. You've come to that point where you have so many hours in the day, you have got so much energy and so many cups of coffee and Monster energy drinks that you can drink, that you have reached the point where you cannot go any further, and you've understood and come to the realization that this is unsustainable even to maintain where you're at. So you're like, man, you're sitting at home after a long day's work, and you're like, wouldn't it be great if I had another me? If I had another Kale, another Susie, another Jeff, whatever your name is, that could do what you do to continue this journey and continue growing your business and having even more success. But also, on the other hand, you may have come to this realization of after a failure. You may have hit that point and not made the realization we were just talking about and continued to the complete breaking point, to the point that whether you just smoked yourself of all your resources and energy and patience and sanity, or something legitimately happened that caused a no-kidding failure, whether that be financially or in your business or anything. But you kind of, out of that failure, understand and understood that, man, I can't do this by myself anymore. I can't do this with just me running things. I can't do this with me handling the inventory and the sales and the marketing and the bookkeeping and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You understand what I'm talking about here? Because you can get to that point out of either of those scenarios, either so much success and you want to keep growing, but you realize, again, you only have 24 hours in the day, and most people, human beings, need sleep at some point. Or you tried to push past that point, and the house of cards kind of started to crumble a little bit, or you had these setbacks because of that. Either way, you've come to that realization that I need to get help. And that help usually is in the form of hiring somebody. It's usually in the form of finding somebody out there in your economy, in your local community. And even nowadays, right, that could be additional help online, depending on what kind of help you're looking for. So not necessarily, physical in person in your community stuff, but you realize you need somebody that can help you in these different areas. But who? That is the question. Who do you find? How do you find them? Where do you find them? But today we're going to talk about specifically, how do you realize, or how do you get the people that are you? And that understanding that you're the only you. You're the only one that has that level of dedication. You're the only one that has that drive. You're the only one that has the same knowledge and expertise that has gotten you to this point. You're the only one that is as committed to the success of your thing as anyone else. It's just you. And that's how most entrepreneurs and small businesses start. There's a bing, there's an idea, or I could do this better. I'm so passionate about this. I've always wanted to do this business. I've always wanted to open it up, this business, instead of being an employee for somebody else, to be my own boss, right? So there's a level of, we understand this journey and we've started on it at some point, and we've reached this essentially, which is a breaking point of growth of where you need to hire more people. But you also understand that clone of yourself doesn't exist. You may find qualities that are similar in people. You may find that they've, got the right passion about whatever it is your business does. They're passionate about sales. They're passionate about growing. Maybe it's a local nursery or something. They're passionate about plants and growing and gardening and all those types of things, right? They can absolutely be passionate about that. But maybe they don't necessarily have the timekeeping skills that you've got. Maybe they don't necessarily have the commitment to showing up and managing the register on the weekend, when it's a beautiful day outside and they'd rather be hiking up in the mountains or something, right? You understand that it's not an all-encompassing exact perfect clone of you with all these qualities that make you great and have made you successful at what you do. And vice versa, all these qualities that you have recognized that may have caused that failure that you need to supplement. You need to have somebody that will, fill those gaps and slap on that putty to be able to create a whole concept person that enables that future success out of that failure. But as we're looking for these people and we're going, man, okay, I understand the science of it. I can't clone myself yet. We're not at that point in our society and our technological advancements that we've got perfect androids, that we see in the movies that can do all these tasks for us. Was it Rosie the maid from the Jetsons? Isn't quite here yet to do all the ancillary tasks. And we're not to the point of, no kidding, cloning us, which we don't want to do anyway. What's that other movie? With Scarlett Johansson and Ewan McGregor, right? The Island, I think it was, right? Where they have a bunch of clones and they realize that they are clones and all this thing. So we're not quite to that point yet. But you also understand, or have to understand, while you're looking for those people, you need to have a list, a prioritization list of these are my top qualities. And I would absolutely look for the ones that supplement you, the ones that aren't necessarily direct replacements of your qualities, but that they supplement and add to yours. But you also understand that people are on a journey as well, especially when they start with your company, with your business, with your department. They're starting at a journey that you were at, maybe several years ago or a lifetime ago, or even as short as, 2 weeks ago. And you have to give them that grace and understanding that while they may have, the passion and the dedication, they don't necessarily have the commitment there yet. Because we get into this trap of our expectations, and absolutely go back and listen to our podcast on clarity of expectations, even though it was the very first one and the quality of it's not very good, but regardless of that, we have this expectation that these people that we hire or our ideal hires, the right people for our business to be perfect clones of ourselves, have all of our positive qualities without all the baggage and garbage that we went through to get to where we're at now, to be the most dedicated, the most committed, the most, experienced, the best salesperson in your company, because it's your company and you're the most passionate about it, right? That's the easiest part. But we tend to gloss over and forget that we ourselves, you yourself, went through a process to get to where you're at. You made the mistakes. You had the horrible sales calls where you're like, and you just hang up right on yourself because you realize you just completely blew it and you learned it, you made it a learning experience. But we tend to forget those bad times, right? That those younger Kales when you were 16 and stupid versus now when you're older and more experienced and wiser, and you tend, or we in general tend to ignore those facets and judge people harshly for that instead of seeing the potential and looking for those qualities that you can really train up and ingrain in people that you're looking to hire on your team. So as we're talking about this concept of cloning yourself and multiplying yourself, this is absolutely critical to your success as a business owner. I cannot overstate this more of the amount, understate, overstate. I cannot not emphasize this enough to help you understand the amounts of literature that have been written on this, that no successful business has been done as a solopreneur. No successful company has been created and grown with just one person at the helm. Well, at the helm, yes, but with one person working on the business and doing the tasks, all the tasks. And we all understand that, right? This is a basic concept in business, if you have any understanding of business in general, you know that it takes more than one person. But ultimately, it becomes, where is that point of you and that return on investment as far as cost to benefit ratio of bringing people onto your team that can actually help you and grow and supplement your weaknesses and your shortcomings? Because the reality is, you may be a phenomenal finance person. You may understand QuickBooks and Excel spreadsheets and doing all those things, and your budget is all completely in order. But man, your marketing sucks. And it's really just by, dumb luck that you've been as successful as you are. But you realize, to get to the next level, if you want to get out past your own community and your own sphere of influence of who you sell to or who are your clients, you need to up your marketing game to get better known in your marketplace. Because as they say, it's not who has the best product, it's who's the best known is the successful ones. And we see that everywhere. Jeff Bezos and Amazon didn't start with the best product. He started with other people's products, and he just became the best known and the best processes and the best platform for getting that done in his particular field. And same with, pick your company, and you can think of some, even that, you probably have something sitting on your desk that is a major company that they're the best known. That's why you've got it, is they're the most, not necessarily the most popular, but they're the most advertised and the best known. There's a really reason that, companies like Coke and Pepsi and Doritos and Frito-Lay, all those companies spend millions of dollars on advertising, indirect advertising, just so that it gets planted on your brain as the best known. And of course, certainly the classic example is McDonald's, not the best hamburger that you can buy. I don't think there's any argument from anyone that is of sound mind that they do not have the best hamburger, but yet they sell 1 trillion of them a day across the world. It's because they're the best known, they're the most available, all those things. And it's because they built these processes and systems and people helped them grow that. It wasn't just, was it Ray Kroc that did it himself? All right. So I hope that is helpful for you. Yes, it is important to multiply yourself. Absolutely critical. However, understand that there's no such thing as a clone of you. There's no perfect person, not even your mom or your brother or sister or your son or daughter, nephews, aunts, uncles, whatever that you have available that is probably helping you with your business at this point. If you're starting out and in this journey, they're not perfect clones of you. Even they don't have your level of dedication and commitment, right? Because they're in different stages in their life and they didn't have the idea. All those things come into play. So don't ignore them and don't have these expectations as you're out looking for people, as you're out interviewing and hiring and deciding who's going to come on and help you with this process and this journey. Don't make the mistake of setting them up for failure by expecting them to be clones of you, okay? But the idea is you do want to multiply yourself. But if that just means, hey, if I can multiply my sales experience in that one person so that they can focus on that part of the job, perfect. And then I can multiply myself in the form of, the vision, the mindset of where the company is going, then in that person, and then they could work on that, right? So there's all these little interchangeable pieces that can come together to really create something that's phenomenal and lasting and generational, ultimately is the goal, right? So I hope that was helpful to you. I hope you kind of understand the concepts. If not, absolutely drop me a comment below, whether it be on YouTube or on your podcast platform. I'd love to hear from you. If you've got a differing opinion or you've had an experience that either was massive success, you did find the clone of yourself and it's working for you, or if you had something like you thought it was a clone and it kind of backfired, or whatever that case may be, I'd love to hear it. And certainly, likes and subscribes are absolutely welcome. Make sure you check out kalehouser.com. If there's anything that we can do to help you, if you've got some stopping point and you're like, oh, I'm pulling my hair out and you don't know how to proceed, book a call with Liz or I. We'd love to help you, walk you through it and, just lend our 2 cents of advice and how we think we could help you or what you can do to help that situation, whatever that is. Cool. All right, everybody. As long as it's not IRS related, I'll caveat that. We don't offer legal advice or overall financial IRS type stuff or legal structures. Definitely refer to your legal team for that. We are definitely not the experts on that realm. All right, everybody. I hope you have a fantastic afternoon no matter where you're at in the world. Bye.